Hi everyone, welcome to Yoga with Charlotte and Lindsay. Thanks for joining us today. Thanks also to Leicester College once again for allowing us to use their lovely studio. This session is a 15 to 20 minute post-exercise stretch. Hope you enjoy. Hi everyone, thanks for joining us. Let's get started. So we'll come to the top of our mat in our nice steady strong mountain pose. So we relax the shoulders down away from the ears, legs straight and strong. Let's take a deep breath just to begin. And then we take another big breath to lift the arms. Exhale, bend the knees, take your forward fold. And then let's breathe into gazing pose, fingertips down. We exhale, take a big step with the right foot, followed by your left into your plank position. And we lower knees, chest and chin. And then we glide the chest up for a little cobra, elbows in, shoulders down. Tuck the toes and let's lift to our downward facing dog. And this is our first opportunity to really ease out the legs. So let's take a pad through the heels, lifting one, releasing the other, all the way down to the mat. And then from here, let's pause the feet and step forwards with the right foot, followed by the left. Let's come up halfway and then exhale to our fold. We breathe in to come all the way up. And then exhale, release the arms. And again, we breathe in to lift. Exhale to float down. We breathe in up to halfway. Exhale, this time left foot steps back, followed by the right. Plank position, and then we lower knees, chest and chin. We glide the chest through, shoulders down, elbows in, and tuck the toes. Let's lift to downward dog. Lifting the hips high. And then again, let's take a pad through the feet, easing off the backs of the legs, the Achilles. And then this time, let's press one heel down, release the other heel, and we'll stay here for a good few breaths and just enjoy that stretch in the calf muscle. Especially enjoyable for those of you who have been running. And then let's swap sides. So pressing the other heel down, releasing the opposite, and finding lots of length through that leg. And then we bring feet to neutral and let's step forwards, left foot, followed by the right. We exhale into our fold, and then we breathe in to come all the way up. And then release the arms. Let's keep it moving. Breathing in to lift. Exhale to float down. We breathe in up to halfway. We exhale to step right foot back, followed by the left. Plank position, we lower knees, chest and chin, and then we glide chest up. Exhale, all the way back to downward facing dog. This time we're going to keep it moving. We bring the right leg through between the hands and we lower the left knee down. From here we use our hands for support on the top of our leg and then we sink low into a lovely stretch for the hip flexor. So try and keep the spine long here again. Relax the shoulders down and back. And think about opening up through the chest. From here we bring fingertips or palms down to the floor for support and we shift the weight back. So the hips come back. We flex this front foot and this front leg is straight. Let's find a lovely stretch for our hamstring. If you want a bit more here, if this isn't really giving you much of a stretch, then take a breath to lengthen the spine. Exhale to deepen the fold from your hips. But really keep this where it feels good for you today. From here, let's shift the weight forwards again into that front foot. We frame the foot with the hands. Let's step the back foot in. Let's come to our gazing pose and then exhale into our fold. Breathe in to come all the way up. And then exhale, release the arms. And we'll do it all on the left. We breathe in to lift. Exhale to fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to. Breathe in halfway. Exhale, step back left, followed by the right. Plank position, we lower knees, chest and chin. And then glide chest through. Exhale, tuck the toes. And back to downward facing dog. Again, this time let's bring left foot between the hands, lower the back heel down. We make sure that front knee is right above the ankle, and then hands come to the top of the thigh, and we sink into that gorgeous stretch for our hip flexors. Shoulders relax down, spine nice and long. And then hands come down for support, fingertips or palms, and we shift the hips back, flex the front foot. And again, if you want a bit more here, take a breath in to lengthen the spine, exhale to take that fold a bit further. Do what feels good. And then from here we shift the weight forwards again into that front foot. We frame the foot with the hands, we step back foot in, and come halfway up, exhale to fold. We breathe in to come all the way, and then let's draw hands down through the centre. Fabulous work, guys. Okay, so from here, we're going to take a nice easy stance, so maybe a little bit wider than hip width, feet in parallel or slightly turned out, whatever feels comfortable for you. We bring left arm down by the side of the body, and we lift the right arm up towards the sky. We breathe in to really lengthen. We exhale to take a lovely deep stretch for the side body. Maybe take a look up underneath that top arm. But the important thing is to keep the head in line with the spine. And then we breathe to centre, and we change sides. So we bring left arm up this time, and we exhale into a stretch on the other side. Legs straight and strong for support. And then let's breathe into centre, and then release the arm down. And here we step feet together again. Now let's really sort of ground ourselves through our right foot. We spread the toes, make sure that we're well balanced. If you'd like to use a wall or the back of a chair for support, you're more than welcome to. And then we take our left leg up. So we hold on just underneath the ankle or the foot. We draw the heel in, and then we connect knees again. So knees are together, gently pressing the hips forwards. Find a fixed point ahead of you to help you balance. And enjoy this nice quick stretch. And then carefully release. And let's change sides. So we really ground ourselves first, spread the toes, pick up the right leg this time, using some support for balance if you need to, drawing the heel in, finding our fixed point ahead, knees together, hips forwards. And then carefully release. Brilliant. Thank you, Lindsay. So we did a couple of forward folds in the sun salutations. I'd like to just make that a little bit deeper to get a nice release in the spine, but also a great stretch on the back of the legs after all our exercise. So take the feet about hip distance apart, hands to the hips. Breathe in, just fill your lungs with air. And as you breathe out, hinge forward from the hips and just let the body hang over. And if you need to bend your knees here, if you still feel the stretch on the back of the legs, that's okay. So just let the body hang. And you can either hook the toes, the big toes with the first two fingers and the thumb, and use that as a lever to fold. You might want to hold the back of the legs here to help you fold a little bit deeper. Or you could simply hang by holding onto each elbow with the opposite hand and just let gravity do the work here. Breathing deep. Really enjoy that nice deep stretch on the hamstrings and the release in the spine. From there, release the arms, bend the knees, and keep bending them. Bend them enough that you come all the way down into a kneeling position. I'll go side on for this one. So, kneeling down, if this is okay for the feet here, and lengthen through your spine. I want you to take the hands forward, lean forward, tuck the toes underneath to get a nice arch in the back of the feet. Breathe in, and on the exhale, I advise,
kneel back. So you're kneeling up on the feet, and try and keep the feet close together. They may want to spread. Try and keep the heels together and enjoy that sensation, that stretch on the plantar fascia underneath the foot. Just take deep breaths into it. From there, for the upper back, let's wrap one arm over the other. Give yourself a big hug. Getting a little bit into the upper back and the shoulders. Breathing deep here. Of course, if at any point you need to release those feet and kneel down comfortably or change your seat, you can. And let's switch arms. So let's open the arms and then wrap the other way. I'm sure you're probably feeling it in the feet now. So by all means, when you're ready, slowly kneel up, untuck the toes, release the feet and release the arms. Wonderful. From there, let's take the hips over to the right side, release the legs, bring them out in front of us. Let's come to sitting, legs extended. It's going to do a nice seated pigeon pose, one of our favourites. Bending the right leg in to start and flexing the left foot. From there, open the right knee out and bring the right ankle across the left thigh above the knee, so we're not resting on the knee joint, and flex that foot. And with that foot flex, you're really going to help keep a nice safe alignment here. Two options, breathing in, breathe out, take a little lean forwards, and you might feel the stretch go a little bit deeper. It might be enough where you are. If you really want to go a bit deeper, you can bend that underneath leg, take the hands behind you for support, and take deep breaths here. And obviously, the more you close the gap between the legs and the chest, the deeper stretch you'll get. Breathe deep. Nice intense one, this. We like this one. And just think, I know you can probably feel quite a deep stretch right now. Keep using that warm breath, that energy to help soothe and relax the stretch a little bit more. Wonderful. And then from there, carefully, slowly release the legs, undo them, come back to your starting position. If you want to give them a shake or a tap or a hit, then please do. Second side, bend the left leg in. Take the knee out to the side, bring the ankle across the thigh, flex both feet so the underneath leg's activated and our alignment is safe on the top leg. Options, either breathe in, breathe out as we lean or fold forward, or if you're quite flexible here, you've got that mobility to take your stretch deeper, to go into a deeper seated pigeon, then bending that underneath leg, bring it closer to the body. Wonderful. Breathing deep. The exercise is all worth it, particularly for this bit. So yeah, keep using that lovely deep breath, because that will help you in all of the postures. And then when you're ready, slowly and carefully release out. And of course, if you need to shake, give yourself a rub, then please do. Lindsay.
Thank you, Charlotte. So this is one of our absolute must-do post-exercise poses. We both love it, especially after a run. So a few ways to get into this one. Some of you might be familiar with this. It's called legs up the wall, and it's just wonderful after a hard exercise session. So some people like to start side on to the wall or a sofa, if that's where you prefer to be. Charlotte's going to offer the sofa chair version. I prefer to start with my back to the wall, so we imagine that I have my wall directly behind me here. So what we do is we take hips to the side, we use hands for support and tuck the elbow in to roll onto the back and then swing the legs up onto the wall. So if you're using the sofa, then of course the legs fold onto the chair. If your legs are up the wall, you can either bring the heels to the wall, keep the legs straight, or perhaps bring the soles of the feet to the wall, bend the knees. So take the option that feels good for you. Charlotte and I both also really like a wider legged version, so a bit of an adductor stretch as well. So obviously you will have a bit of support from the wall, unlike me just now. And then the option for the arms is to either have them beside the body or resting on the belly, or I prefer to bring opposite hand to elbow and then rest the forearms either on the forehead or on the floor behind my head. And I would advise spending maybe several minutes here. Today we'll take just a few breaths. This is a really nice one, especially after a run. Some people say that it can really help to reduce muscle soreness. It's good for circulation, and it really allows gravity to draw the blood flow back to the upper body and the brain. When you're ready to come out, if the legs are wide, just give them a bit of support to come back to centre. Wherever you are, bend the knees back in towards the chest, and then take a roll over to one side and use the hands for support to come all the way back to sitting. You might want to spend a few breaths in child's pose there, especially if you've been in your inversion for several minutes.
And finally, another one of our favourite postures, you slowly find your way onto your back. And with bent knees, keeping the feet flat on the floor and the arms out to shoulder height for support. Okay, so we're just going to take a deep breath in here. And as we breathe out, we're just going to lift the heels and let the knees flop over to the right side, keeping left shoulder down, or to one side, whichever side feels good. Looking over the shoulder. If you want a deeper stretch here, and then by all means, lift the feet off the floor first so the knees are higher up. And when you take them over, they'll go a bit closer towards the shoulder, a bit further up the back in your twist there. So just take some nice deep breaths and think about kind of wringing out any tension, letting everything go. Still using that lovely deep breath. Maybe 3 to 5 breaths here, or a bit longer if you wish. To come back to centre, bring the head to centre first. Then use your tummy muscles, your core muscles, and maybe a hand to help as you bring your knees back to centre. Then breathe in, and as you breathe out, rock the knees over to the other side, whichever version you wish, keeping shoulder blades down towards the mat. And look the opposite way for a deep stretch, if that's okay on the neck, of course. So this shouldn't be painful, this should feel quite nice. Again, just allow some time to release any leftover tension. Maybe relax into the stretch as much as possible. And when you're ready, head to centre first. Use your tummy muscles and maybe a hand to help bring the knees to centre. And then from there, maybe just give yourself a nice big hug or a rock from side to side, bringing the knees into the chest. And from there, very slowly, roll over to one side. Use your top hand to help you to come up gently to sit in. Maybe take a few moments here while the blood flow returns back to normal and everything rebalances. And we just wish you a lovely day. Thank you for joining us. Bye.